Hi, and welcome to my kitchen here at Slimful Treats. As you know, I'm Amy Smith, and today, actually, I'm going to demonstrate making a healthy jambalaya. Don't let the Yankee accent fool you. I did marry a Cajun, and I learned how to make real full-fatted jambalaya of my mother-in-law, who was probably the best cook in the parish. Unfortunately, Cajun food probably put about 60 pounds on me. So, I love the stuff, and I had to slim it down in order for me to still eat. Now, with real jambalaya, you have to put a little bit of oil in the pan, and we use what we call the Trinity. Cajun Trinity is onions, peppers, and celery chopped up. I'll put some of that in the pan. I usually always make a little too much Trinity because I'm making a lot of Cajun food at once. And this is used in absolutely everything. So I put about half of what I have in this pan. You want to brown off the onions, peppers, and celery just enough to make it soft. Some people will do this in the oven. I just do it in a cast iron skillet on top of the stove. Now while that's browning, I'm just going to uncover everything else. Now this is going to be a chicken and sausage jambalaya, not seafood. My mother-in-law is from northern Louisiana, and this is traditionally what they make. Now, along with the Trinity, this is andouille sausage. It's not your full fatted andouille sausage. This is actually turkey andouille. You can find this at most grocery stores. I slice it thin, I've pre-roasted it in the oven, and just put that right in the pan. Make sure you get it all in, it's really good. Mix that. You want this on about a medium heat, just enough to sweat out the vegetables. You don't want to have them crispy, but you don't want to incinerate them either. Let all those flavors just come through. I mean, I wish you could smell this. It smells fantastic already. Cajun food, I was introduced to it at 36 when I met my husband, and I just absolutely fell in love with the flavors down there. Being that I'm from Worcester, Massachusetts, I had never tasted anything quite like it. Now, here's your blend of spices. In there you have your normal Cajun spices, garlic, a little bit of red pepper flake, some salt and pepper. You don't need too much salt. And just go ahead and sprinkle all that in. It's the Cajun spice that really does it. And just mix that all right in. I probably should have used a bigger pot. I'm used to making jambalaya in the great big kettles like they did down south with the ore, just because jambalaya is one of those perfect party foods, but up here, I make it in a smaller pot. We don't have all the relatives down. I go ahead and add the chicken, just so it can sit there with the other vegetables and spices and just really absorb the flavors. Yeah, I'm thinking I need a bigger pot. Alright, I can get one. My stock pot usually will do pretty nicely. I just pour all this right in. Slight miscalculation of the size, but that's alright. We can just go with it. Go ahead and put that on there. As I said, I am so used to making so much of this, but jambalaya freezes well, it stores well, and actually it's great for a meal prep. You don't really have to worry about, wasting it. Believe me, you're going to eat this. It's just one of those really satisfying meals. Now I've got the onions and everything pretty much sweated down. Now at this point in time, a lot of people add broth to it. I'm not going to do that only because we are using a cauliflower rice and that can be a little wet. I just put the tomatoes in. I use just regular tinned crushed tomatoes, diced tomatoes, and just mix that all in with the vegetables. Now, if you're not using broth because cauliflower rice is very, very moist, I have here concentrated beef bouillon. You want that flavor. You're going to mix it in. Now your meat is pre-cooked, so it doesn't take long to do this. I used pre-cooked diced chicken, and I had already roasted up the andouille sausage. Oh, it smells so good. Want to mix that really well, heat it up. This is riced cauliflower. I have riced it up. I do use fresh cauliflower. It's just a personal preference. You can use a packaged frozen cauliflower. I just suggest when cauliflower goes on sale, you buy a lot of it, rice it up. You can put it in baggies in the freezer. It stores really well. But cauliflower does get off a lot of water, so this has been drained a little bit and dried. I'm just going to add a lot of this cauliflower rice in there. And just I'm going to turn it down a little bit, and it is going to give off a lot of liquid, so there goes for your broth. Jambalaya is one of those home recipes in Louisiana that every family has their own recipe. People can use any type of meat with it. I have seen alligator, I've seen seafood, rabbit, but here we tend to just do the chicken. But it's just one of those comforting party foods that can be very, very fattening, very starchy, but it's just a taste of home that we couldn't live without. So I needed to adapt the recipe. Of course, this is adjusted to taste. It's hot sauce. Doesn't matter which brand you prefer. Any one of the hot sauces that you like, you just adjust it to your level. My husband might be Cajun, but he doesn't like his food on fire. As he says, Cajun food is flavorful, not necessarily hot. You can always add hot sauce later, jalapenos, whatever you need to do. Now, essentially, jambalaya, other than the meats and the rice, is very low in calorie. So I'm using the leaner meats, chicken breast, it was just roasted, and I'm using turkey sausage, which, well, actually, I did find turkey andouille, so we've got the spices in there to make it a little more authentic, but you can use regular turkey sausage if you need to. And that is what it's going to look like. Now, you just want to cook this down a little bit on low. And right now, because for time's sake, I'm going to actually dish up some. But I would honestly cook this on a real low heat, probably about 15-20 minutes, just so that you have that nice even infusion of flavors, and also to heat up that cauliflower rice, especially if you had it cold in the freezer and you had let it sit out to defrost. But let me just get a plate over here, excuse me. And come on back. That's a full-size plate. So The portion's probably not going to look all that big because after all, let's remember, a lot of this, especially if you're losing weight, is portion control. So, what you want to do is approximately a cup of jambalaya. And I got my fork. I'm going to go ahead and taste this. If you need to adjust with salt or pepper, go right ahead. A little more spices, that is fine. I like to keep my jambalaya lightly salted at first. I do have friends who have some sodium issues and can always add that. But this is wonderful. It tastes like my mother-in-law's jambalaya. It's just such a taste of the bayou that I really miss. But enjoy it. Have a good day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Also, yeah, like, subscribe, and share. I still have to remember that. But, so anyways, that's Cajun Jambalaya. And also, I'd like to invite you to my Facebook page so that you can get in contact with me if you want any of these recipes. That is how it is done. Thank you.